much as your skill.
Yeah.
If you're meant to make it up to top 8, you're going to get there by outplaying the opponents along the way.
I could name someone in particular for that, but I won't. The only two people that I want to name right now are the guys on screen, and particularly the characters that they play, because this is a matchup that we've seen between these two heavily. Orex playing the Peach and JaySon playing the Fox. Now, neighbor, we got a long taste of them at Ultimatum, and we can expect to see, first of all, a lot of that, right?
Of course. Fox in disadvantage, especially when Peach gets something going, is going to get exploded off the side.
It's like, you talk about, you know, the explosions that Peach can lay upon a Fox, but Fox is less about the explosions against a floaty like Peach. It's more about the juggle game.
Absolutely, and he can kind of explode with some up airs here and there when you're at the right percents. But when you're out of those windows, it really is just one and dones or one and waits, right? He hits you, and then he tries to set up the landing trap.
Smart. Knowing that Orex likes to throw out that turnip as soon as possible to get himself back into that neutral mindset.
What a parry.
Wow.
Not quite finding a punish, though, and instead finds himself off stage. Navigates.
Okay. I feel like JaySon already has a pretty good idea of how Orexes like to run that ledge trap right there. You saw how quickly he was able to commit to that roll on, which is normally not something we see from a high-level player immediately at the start of a game. Okay, forwarder onto the shield, and it's so low for JaySon. He can't take another one of those right now.
Right, he's committing to it quite a bit, and his shield is very low. It does regenerate, but trying to chase Orex out of the air with the up air and just misses his mark. Orex with a counter hit to the back there takes the first stock in this game.
Yeah, and that comes down to JaySon was just popping up with full hop, with just empty full hops right there near the ledge, and this time he's able to find the back air for it, but that's why he lost that first stock. Orex was like, all right, you're hopping all around, but I can get up to that space quickly.
Yeah, we saw a lot of this very similar ledge trapping with Desley earlier, actually.
My God.
Empty hopping just outside of your zone, and then coming down with the back air or reacting to the roll.
Neighbor, can I say something that just hit me right now?
Yeah.
It really says magnitudes about how consistent Orex is that we just saw him take JaySon from 0 to 61 and we didn't blink an eye.
Yeah.
We were just like, yeah, that is normal.
That's
Why are
normal.
you freaking out about that? That's
Orex,
just what he does.
He's so good.
He's
In fact, we're going
really
to set him
good.
off the stage.
I love the drop down with the turnip there. We haven't seen that yet from Orex, but it was so good to try to catch the illusion, and it ended up with a scramble situation that let him take that stock.
Absolutely caught JaySon on the platform, and now a stock ahead. He's sitting, though, you know, not at the most uncomfortable percent. He's definitely not at kill percents yet, but JaySon's only a couple stray hits away. Ooh, boy,
Man.
maybe if he buttered that one up.
This is what I love about Orex, is that he has one game plan that he plays, but he's so good at mixing up the way that you have to approach his game plan as opposed to how he needs to approach the game. He is so good at controlling the flow of the match.
His spacing is really solid, and right now he's going for a good number of counter hits because he can take these trades. He has another stock to play with, but he's setting JaySon up higher and higher up to these percents where he's going to be real uncomfortable. A fair at the ledge is something terrifying.
Dude, the shield pressure from Orex is incredible. It's huge that JaySon is just able to sit there and say, all right, well, once you jump away from this shield pressure, I'm going to up smash you for it.
Right, eventually we'll find the hit that's not quite as safe.
Boy.
So we'll find the up smash, but JaySon sitting at a very high percent. How does he deal?
So far, he's just been dealing with it by fading in really hard, and especially with those nairs. And, you know, at this percent, you don't want to trade with that nair, which is something that a lot of Foxes do. Any trade from an aerial for Peach, since Melee, that's always been the thing she looks for. She's got you at the higher percent. She's like, all right, I'll take a trade. My hitboxes are incredible.
There we go, stuck at the ledge. I don't think he's fading in too much. He's definitely using that double jump to sit back, but that back, was that the
No, that was
Sabi?
the Peach Bomber, yeah.
Peach Bomber.
that came out quick. And a quick game one for Orex. And man, I mean, the crazy thing about this is that, like, Ultimatum was, what, less than a month ago?
Yeah.
And this set already looks very different from what we saw on the big stage.
I mean, in the big stage, it was Game 5 last hit.
Right.
Far from dominant. These players have traded sets in the past in Smash 4. I would be shocked if we don't see them trading further in the future. But Orex taking Game 1 definitely bodes well for him. Orex, usually a player who's really solid in the clutch as well. So if you take him to that Game 3, he gets a little power boost.
You know, I'll tell you another thing that looks different in this set from the one at Ultimatum. Orex isn't color counter picking.
I don't know, white on lilac?
I would probably prefer the black.
Yeah.
Considering the background,
That's
but
fair.
I could see it. Okay, deep off stage from JaySon, and talked about, you know, yeah, we're on Lilat, but what does JaySon get from this stage? How does this affect the matchup against Peach?
This platform layout is really nice for him to set up air pressure.
Yeah, I have to imagine that that's really good for the juggles, huh?
Absolutely. It's a more accessible battlefield. He doesn't have to be on either of the sides. He can catch you on the center and still continue applying pressure with the up airs. Nair converts into a grab. It's big damage. It was a quick 30.
Yeah. And if he keeps JaySon in
That's
disadvantage, but yeah, a preemptive air dodge definitely got scared of JaySon following
And
up.
a directional air dodge at that was super punishable.
And remember that, like, neutral air dodge, y'all, that thing does not have anywhere near the amount of lag that a directional one does.
Similar to a smash forward air dodge. You just get to pick. There we go. Nice conversion there with the Nair to the up tilt. Continues the string going on the platform. Catches the movement. JaySon is looking clean right now.
Very clean. You were talking about how that extends the advantage state, but I didn't think it would directly extend the combos with those platforms.
There you go. JaySon, that's not what you want. That's not what you want.
No, it's
not. Oh
not.
my goodness, somehow finds it back. But Orex is continuing the ledge trap.
Yo, who knows? Maybe it was what he wanted. Maybe he had some crazy big brain idea.
It sure didn't work out, unfortunately,
No.
for JaySon. But fortunately for Orex, finding his in back in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we've seen the crazy combos that Orex has been able to pull out, and he's got to do it on this next stop. He's got to get like a 0 to death to bring it back to even, and JaySon is not the kind of guy that lets that happen to him.
Here we go.
Ooh, but it just might. Orex 62 off the bat and goes.
And, oh my gosh,
for
he
that.
almost did get it. He called out the high jump to try to fade back into the stage with the parasol, but narrowly avoids it, this JaySon. Holding onto his stock. Definitely had to take a deep breath after that one.
And so he did. I mean, and that's one of the things that I admire about JaySon. He's very good at recentering himself, and he's got a character with the tools to do it. He can run away and shoot that laser. JaySon has always been a fan of doing that. You know, he shoots the gun, pew pew, I'm centered back, and I'm ready to fight again.
Go gets the grab, puts JaySon off stage, sets up the trap again, turnip coming back down.
And not wasting his time worrying about it. He knows that the time constraint is there, but aside from that, it's like it's not even a factor.
Almost every time, JaySon has been getting off the ledge with ledge jump and to double jump, and Orex hasn't really found a great way to deal with it. I wonder if he's just saving it for the moment where it matters most, where he just gets that fair to close out the set.
Maybe, but he's running out of time, man.
Yeah, absolutely going to have to do something in this game to bring it back. Does take that stock, sitting at 92 though. Peach is absolutely at kill percent. JaySon's able to find the correct hit. That back air sends him to the ledge. That up smash out of shield.
Calling out the jump out of shield. That's such a big thing in this game. A lot of people just want to quickly jump out.
Trade I'll take any day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
For 2%.
Get that man some milk.
It's like he drank some because he's got some strong bones.
Strong bone. Well, I don't think those are bones down on those legs, man. We talked about this before. They sawed those things off.
No, that was a melee thing. They retconned it.
Did they really?
Yeah, they retconned it.
Oh. So it's just
it's just actual legs with some nice boots.
Oh. Good
Strong
for him.
bones. Yeah.
Good for Fox. I don't understand how he can sustain the G-forces based on the flying maneuvers that he's got.
He's a fox that's flying.
I am
what do you want from this game?
I am too into Ace Combat, man. Again, I am head first into it, but head first into game number 3 on Smashville. Man, we saw a turnaround from JaySon. I mean, game 1 was super close. JaySon ran away with game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost a fresh stock to take advantage of, but that's kind of the way the matchup will go. When Peach is dictating the momentum and Fox isn't able to get much started, she can play the counter hit game all day. Fox doesn't quite have that same luxury. He has to steamroll you in order to have a convincing victory.
And so far, that's the start here for JaySon. Not ahead by a steamrolling amount, but overwhelmingly, the neutral has been in his favor so far.
There we go.
Yeah. again off stage. Yeah, I like the idea of the down tilt to punish, but Orex has such good control of his floats, of his drifts, that he knows, hey, you can't down tilt this umbrella, man, so I'm just going to go right to the ledge.
Yeah, JaySon was jumping just outside range of that fair, so he avoided it, but Orex was able to take stage. Now down throws for damage. JaySon retreats to the platform.
That's the big thing, is the retreats from JaySon have been so good. He has been unwilling to overextend against Orex, who has made that mistake a couple of times. But JaySon, that's the kind of mistake he's been making, is the jump from ledge, getting into habits rather than making overreaching mistakes.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and Orex hasn't been punishing him for it until now.
Until now, and now, you know, he's got to make that adaptation on the fly, and that's what separates the men from the boys, man.
And now Orex looking real good with that big boy damage. Double up airs into the double back airs.
You're kidding when you were saying that's big boy damage, man. He can hunt with the big dogs any day of the week.
Nice catching the roll with that up tilt.
JaySon, man, like we said, neutral overwhelmingly in his favor, making Orex approach him with those lasers. But again, not overcommitting to them, so that's why the game is even instead of, you know, JaySon trying to recover against a Peach off stage.
This time JaySon neutral gets up to avoid that forward air. Again, Orex probably scouting the jump. Oh, God.
Wow.
It is terrifying the way that Orex is patrolling the skies with these aerials. The way JaySon keeps jumping and double jumping.
I really disagree with that runaway turn-up pull there. I think that Orex was doing a really good job of just staying in center stage, and JaySon was scared. He was just jumping up and down with the nairs, and then Orex suddenly just gave him all of the stage, and JaySon was like, great, I'm not cornered anymore. I can hit you now.
Go. Orex still controlling center here.
Okay.
Now JaySon has Orex at the ledge. Waits for the roll, catches with the up tilt. Not going to be able to go so deep. Wow. What an incredible punish on that Peach Bomber before the hitbox is able to come out.
Reaching at the maximum length of that back air. And now JaySon, I feel like right now the situation that JaySon is in is he feels like he's got to level himself out and reset to neutral completely before he can start the next train on the stock. And now that he's got Orex in that disadvantage, now that he's gotten that first hit, the floodgates are open for him to start getting this open, but it's a matter of whether Orex can shut that down quickly enough so that the game is even.
And definitely dammed it up.
Whoa! Forward air, the reflected turnip.
JaySon putting on some quick damage. Already has Orex at almost 60, but we know one down tilt, one nair could be huge for Orex to swing this the other way.
I mean, that would immediately even up the game. I mean, even now it's possible, but JaySon, again, looking to run away from it. But not running away from a fight. He stays right up in Orex's face and does not give him any time to run away.
Downer not confirming into the up smash. That back air is all he's going to need, though. Not quite enough to take the set just yet. Orex trapped to the ledge. Nair's out of the disadvantage.
He's going to need a little something else, man. Once again, Orex sacrificing all stage control to pull one turnip. And RNG not in his favor to make it quite that worth it, so he's got to fight for every inch. Now the RNG is in his favor, but the Stitch goes out of hand and misses.
Forward air catches JaySon. Turnip bops him. He has a jump.
But Orex used too much of the float, wasn't able to cover the ledge. And now JaySon not getting too tilted by that turnip pull. He's able to level himself back out, and again, just one solid hit, like you said, is all he needs. But now Orex has gotten to that point too. These guys are both last hit, last stock scenario in the last game here, winners quarters.
There's so much empty movement between these two players, it's kind of terrifying.
I'm terrified. I'd be terrified if I was one of these players too.
Absolutely a lot on the line here. The winner's bracket life.
Early illusion there from JaySon.
Whoa, the Firefox.
Oh my God.
Not getting beat out by the fair and ends up finding the back air on the air dodge. Takes that stock, takes the set. JaySon moving on. That was incredible. The fact that the fair didn't beat out the Firefox almost killed Orex outright.
And then the fact that JaySon was once again able to just level himself and say he's all the way up there, so I've got enough time to take control of all the stage that I need.
Absolutely, and eventually forced Orex to the ledge and then trapped his recovery from the ledge with the back air.
Yeah. Man, I feel like that was Orex's game to win if he didn't have the situations where he just ran away and pulled turnips when he had such a strong, commanding presence of center stage and was not letting JaySon get that room to breathe and do all that empty movement where he could hop all around the stage.